if you want to keep up to date with all things Kingdom Hearts and this channel, then make sure to subscribe with notifications on. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? My name is Prodigy, and welcome to yet another Kingdom Hearts series character files video where we cover your favorite and most beloved characters from the Kingdom Hearts franchise. Today, guys, we're going to be covering Maleficent's story, Dark Deed. I know it's a little bit different from what I promised before with the Xehanorts. However, I feel like since we just received a brand new Union Cross update which featured Maleficent, I feel like a lot of people have interest in her right now, and I feel like right now would be a ripe time to do this character file. But anyhow, let's get into her story, Dark Deed. This is going to be a long one. Maleficent conquered this world not that long ago. The seeds that she had scattered 16 years ago bore fruit. This world was enchanted dominion, and a curse was placed upon it when Aurora was born. Upon the sun setting on the day of her 16th birthday, she shall die by pricking her finger on a spinning wheel spindle. The curse was successfully fulfilled, and the people of the castle fell asleep, and even the prince who had come to break the curse was in Maleficent's grasp. Outside of those fairies, she didn't have any enemies left. Maleficent listens to the words of an old man within the confines of a room that no one enters and which is in the innermost section of the castle that is now covered in thorns. Darkness is responsive to the presence of darkness. Like yourself, I had no concerns with allies or foes. There is no need for any other decision besides that of devoting oneself to the darkness. If our interests align, then we can work together. If not, then we will simply be adversaries. Maleficent contemplates these words. Maleficent had a vague sense that the world expanded farther than here, than this place. This world is small. There are some doubts that she has of making not only this world, but all worlds her own. But if there is a way to do so, then there is no reason not to take it. If I gather the 7 princesses of light, then the world will be mine. Of course, this old man has his own goals. After stepping into his trap of charming words, there were bound to be plenty of ways of stepping out of it. Those who believe in such things as the power of love should drown in the power of evil and fall into darkness. At the same time, that old man visited. There was an indication that an outsider had visited this world. Maleficent senses they came from the outside world, just like that old man did. At this moment, Maleficent doesn't know that she will have a long association with them. Time passed, and Maleficent now stands next to a lone boy. The name of this town is Traverse Town. It's a small town that exists in the space between worlds. Lights flicker on in the dim town, and people go about living, so long as humans are living. Then they appear to hold on to some hope. However, the boy beside her was different. Maleficent chuckles to herself. It's likely that jealousy currently has a hold on the boy's heart. The boy was staring into the bright room, at the sight of his former friend talking with the new companions he made. Look, it is just as I told you, is it not? The boy just continues staring intensely through the brightly lit window. You had been desperately searching for that boy, and yet he just up and found new companions. You see, that boy values his new friends far more than he values you. The boy's name is Riku. He is a boy that Maleficent is currently keeping her eyes on. He has the power to influence this world, and if her judgment is right, then his heart harbors darkness. If she were to sway his heart just slightly, then it will fall to darkness. Maleficent faces Riku, places her hand on his shoulder, and softly says, "But dear, you have nothing to fear. Forget that boy and come with me. I can help you find what you're looking for." Riku shakes her hand off, turns his back on the window, and starts walking away. Yes, that's right. This is good, and thus you grow and mature, together with the power of darkness. "Oh yeah, give me that power, the power to control the Heartless," said Riku, who was aboard Hook's pirate ship and had found Kairi. He had easily believed the lie that if the 7 princesses were to be gathered, then a way to return Kairi's heart could be found, though it appeared that he was also annoyed at his former best friend for not having tried to find Kairi. The darkness is nestling inside Riku's body, inside his heart. It was just as she had predicted. Riku was falling into the darkness, and it had been as easy as twisting the arm of a baby. But it is with that same arm that she disappears at one time from this world. If you rely too much on the power of darkness, then your heart will end up consumed by it. In an incredible twist of fate, it was none other than those words that she had repeatedly told him that led to her being stabbed in the chest by the Keyblade in Riku's hands. Evil must not be consumed by darkness. If you are consumed by the darkness in your heart, then you become a heartless and lose your heart. But Maleficent herself had failed at this. However, she then recalls, this abandoning the physical body is the very thing that I needed. In order to travel through time, all of the conditions must be met. Did perhaps that man know all this? Even that, I would lose my physical form in such a way. It was in the past data that she landed. Since it is this world, Sora and his companions cannot meddle. They cannot get in my way after all. That old man was no longer an ally of theirs. I must act for myself and myself alone. Is this what he wants me to do? And so, Maleficent returns to this world again from the memories of the fairies. Maleficent thinks of how memories are such a mysterious thing. She fully understands the reason why those people are so adamant about memories. How can I make it so that everything goes my way? If it is not only data, but memories as well that can be spun, then should it not be easier to conquer this world? Sora, your majesty, you owe me a great deal. Maleficent comes to the aid of Sora and his companions, and then gazes up at the empty space. Everything started when she met that old man, and yet there was nothing more boring than that old man's plan. Within the data, or perhaps within sleep, I act only for myself. You won't hear a word of thanks from me. My debt has been repaid. She had no intention of joining up with them, but they could be helpful at times, nothing more. Without wavering, Maleficent will continue moving forward in order to rule this world. Now she seeks the black box. So long as she has that box, then she will obtain everything. The mark on that box is, love is fragile, light and darkness are uncertain, and evil is rampant. I am the ruler of all evil. I cannot be consumed by darkness. Evil is deeper than darkness. Light does not reach it, and it continues to rule this society. Maleficent's story, dark deed. Now, I don't know if that was the longest story, but it sure felt like it reading it aloud. Now, that was a very interesting story, and to be honest, the reason this story was probably so long was because this story pretty much summed up the entirety of Maleficent's role in the Kingdom Hearts series, plus some, with some of that extra insight. It summed it up pretty perfectly, actually. I'd say the only thing I wish they dove a little bit deeper into was probably Maleficent's thoughts on the black box and how she came to that conclusion altogether, but of course they're probably leaving that for Union Cross, future Kingdom Hearts games, and so on, because we're still kind of finding out why she is so interested in the black box and Union Cross. But I really like how it goes throughout the entire timeline of Maleficent, while also keeping the recap stuff to kind of a minimum. It's Maleficent's perspective of everything she's pretty much been through. The state of mind she was in when she sacrificed herself, quote, sacrificed herself, in front of the nobodies for Sora and his friends. How she was so bored and tired of Xehanort's plan. Yet despite all of those things, how she doesn't directly oppose Sora at the moment, she is on her own journey, but still has the same goal that she had from day one, to rule all. I do kind of wish they included her a little bit more in Kingdom Hearts 3, that she had a little bit more confrontation with the wielders, but I understand that her goal was separate from everyone else's, so conflicting storylines there didn't need to happen. However, seeing them in the epilogue, I'm sure that's going to be touched up upon in future games. Maybe they end up stealing the black box actually from Lucius successfully. Maybe they have an interaction or encounter with the Master of Masters. Those are all things I can see in the future, and if those interactions are worth it, then honestly what happened in Kingdom Hearts 3 of them just going from world to world to world searching for black box will be worth it too. It's very interesting how Maleficent has kind of calculated a lot of this stuff. She's had to alter how she gets to the end goal, but her end goal has never really changed much. I find it funny that out of all of the things Maleficent associates power with, none of those things is a Keyblade. Maleficent Maleficent, not once in the Kingdom Hearts series, from my memory at least, really wants a Keyblade. She never actually wants to get one for herself or associates the Keyblade with ruling the world or anything, which I find a little odd considering she's surrounded by so many people who are running around with Keyblades. Though I guess in a sense she deems her power like more significant, more mighty than the power of the Keyblade, which I can kind of figure. Anyways though, a really interesting and long story from Maleficent. I really did enjoy this one. Tell me what you think about Maleficent in the comment section down below. I personally really love the way Kingdom Hearts writes Maleficent. For me personally, like as a Disney villain, I always loved Maleficent as well, but I'm not gonna lie, maybe this is the Kingdom Hearts bias in me, but I find her story like way more interesting in Kingdom Hearts because she's the only Disney villain really in Kingdom Hearts that they ever went like beyond with. And I feel like a lot of that is because Nomura finds her so interesting himself. However though, if you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure you leave a like, share the video with a friend or a family member, and last but not least, if you have not already and want to become a part of the union, all you have to do is hit that red little subscribe button down below. My name is Prodigy, and I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out.